This is a setup on Fender Stu Hamm Urge bass. It's made in Mexico. It's got a active preamp in there. It's got a 2-octave neck, very light body. Very interesting bass. You can get a lot of sounds out of it. So I've already polished the frets and cleaned the fretboard. Just going to sight down the neck. This neck is very flat. There's a tiny bit of relief, but not much. First thing I like to do is play on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th frets, listening for buzzing down low. And there's not much. If there's buzzing down low, then you may need to loosen the truss rod a little bit. Then I'll play up high. Again, not much buzzing going on. So it sounded good so far, but you want to see where your action is. So action's pretty high on this. On a bass, I like to get it down to around 0.070. Use a string action gauge, and I'm going to lower the action now. One way to lower the action where you want it more quickly is just kind of keep that action ruler right at the 12th fret as you're lowering the saddles. Then you can just go across string by string, get them all to where you want them. And once you've got this action down, then you're going to check how it plays again and see if it's still playing as good. I like to put the saddles in a way that they kind of angle with the radius of the neck. If you can see that. So each saddle is at a slight angle. And then the other thing I'll do is I will sight across the strings this way and just see that they have a little bit of an arc to them. Set at 0.70 string height. This thing's still playing great all over the neck. We're just going to check the relief in the neck with a feeler gauge. So this particular neck meets the body right about here, and I'm going to fret with my finger there, and then use the feeler gauge halfway in between the two, which is right about the 9th fret. 0.006, it's a very flat neck, but that's a good place to be. Just going to set the intonation, so we'll tune up the G string open and play at the 12th fret. Very close, maybe just a touch sharp at the 12th. Since it's sharp, we want to move the saddle back, which means tightening it here. Then retune. Check at the 12th, perfect. D string, 12th fret, and we'll do the whole thing that way. I adjusted the action down just a tiny bit because I noticed it was just a bit above 0.070, and I wanted a little bit lower. And no buzzing throughout except right in this region. So I took my fret rocker and I notice the 6th fret is just a little high, only over the A and the D strings. So we will very carefully tap that down. Now that's gone. There's no more rocking. But what you want to do is you want to check the next fret up, because sometimes when you pound that one down, the next one will be high in comparison now because this one's lower, but that is not the case here. Nice and level all the way across. Now let's see if it's still buzzing in that area. Nope, all gone. So every now and then one fret will just get a little tiny bit high, popped up like that, and that's when this guy comes in real handy. So this is all intonated now, and I mean, last thing I would do is just plug it in and play all over the neck. Just make sure I'm not hearing anything funny. Okay, that's the only funny thing I hear. And it's just the low E when I get above about the 14th fret. When this big beefy string is that close to those pickups, it's actually kind of overloading a little bit. So I'm probably gonna lower the pickups on that side just a little bit. So indeed, when I lowered the pickups a little bit on the bass side, it got rid of that kind of overdrivey sound I was getting on the low E. And with these jazz bass pickups, you just have to tighten down the screws on either side of the pickup here and just bring that pickup down a little bit.